a cornbread chili skillet. So getting ready for fall. You're gonna see right now during the fall, people are starting to make their chicken and dumplings. They're making their chilies. They're making their stews and soups. You're gonna see a lot of butternut squashes out at the stores. So it's a good time to make something warm for your family as they're coming in on the cold days. Tonight we're gonna be making, as we said, a cornbread chili skillet. So first time I ever made it on tonight. I think it's a little bit of a quick version. One of the reasons why we picked this meal also was a budget meal. So if you take all of the ingredients that you purchased to make this meal, it was only probably about $7 per serving. So $7 per serving is a really good budget meal. It's also a quick meal. So we're gonna start preparing that right now.
Okay, so what do we start with first?
All right, so let's start with the chili first.
Okay.
And the reason why we're going to start with the chili.
And not to cut you off, but I know it's a lot of ingredients here and it can be intimidating, but because we got a lot, because we got to make the cornbread and then we have to make the chili. But it's really not that. It's really not a lot. It just looks like a lot.
It looks like a lot. So we're going to make the chili first, so that way while the chili is on the stove warming up and cooking, we can be preparing the cornbread to go on top of it. You want to make that in a pan that has a little bit of depth to it, or a Dutch oven style pan, or even a skillet, so that you can have enough to layer it. We're going to put chili at the base, cheddar, and then our cornbread on top. So we're going to start with some onions.
And I do want to acknowledge this pot. It was a gift to us, and let me tell you, this pot set. You get you a good pot set. If you have a good pot set, listen, this easy to clean, and it's really hard to burn your food in these kind of pots.
Put a little bit of oil in your pan. So normally we have all the oil and everything set up.
The oil's here.
That oil's for the cornbread. That's a lot of oil. We only need about a tablespoon of oil with the onions. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're making a quick chili version here on today, but the way you like your chili is the way you want to prepare it for this. This one is kind of a, hey, I just got home and I'm making it right then and there. If I was to make chili, it would probably take all day, especially if you were getting your beans and you have to boil the beans, let them soak overnight. You know, the old school way, but now you could go and get some beans in the can, things like that, and it'd be a lot faster. So if you're making chili in a rush, this is a good quick way to make it.
Yes. So
we got some onions in there, jalapeños. Okay. I only put one jalapeno pepper in here. We don't want it too hot. I also took all of the seeds out. The seeds is where you get a lot of the heat from. So if you put all the seeds in there, it's going to be really hot and maybe not enjoyable. So we want heat and flavor. Yeah. Garlic.
So again, these recipes are basic. So you can, modify, make it as however much heat you want. I always say whatever you like.
All right. So now that we have the onions and garlic and pepper, jalapeno pepper in the pan, we want to put this on the stove. We want to cook it until it gets a little bit translucent. So we have some oil in the pan, some onions, peppers, and garlic, and we're going to make sure that's well mixed and just let it start cooking a little bit.
How long do you normally let it cook for though?
So not so much on time. Everybody's has a different level of heat coming out of their stove. Believe it or not, the thickness of the pan, all of that can have an effect on how long it's going to take. So you want to look at it to know how long when it's ready. So when those onions start to become see-through, then you know it's ready.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that we're going to put this in the oven, so it is going to cook a little bit more. We're also going to have it to the side on low, letting it cook when it's all mixed together. So we're letting that cook to release some flavor and get almost done before we mix the beans and everything in.
Okay.
Especially because if we put all of those other heavy ingredients on top, then you might get some onions that are cooked a little bit more or less than the other ones.
Okay. So while that's cooking, do we have to, you gotta sit over there and watch it?
So while that's cooking, we don't have to really watch it too much. We'll come back to it. We want to gather all the other things that are going to go inside. We have some beans here. Now,
what kind of beans? Wait a minute, you got two different color beans.
Yep. So I have dark red kidney beans, I have regular kidney beans, and I have a little bit of black beans in there.
So we got, what we got, kidney beans?
We got kidney beans, dark kidney beans, and black beans. Now, if you've got some other type of beans you like or something you like in your chili, add that to it. Add some corn to it. That would taste good. Small red beans would taste good in there as well.
Now I noticed during the process that you rinse these off.
I did. So I bought the Goya beans, and you'll notice it has a solution in there that they cooked it in. Some people don't rinse it. You don't have to. That's just my preference. I like to rinse the beans off before I put them in the pan. So let's check our onions and peppers real quick. That looks pretty good. Okay. They're starting to get transparent. So we know that they're cooking well.
Okay.
All right, so now that that's done, we want to begin to add our other ingredients. So we're going to add our beans in.
What else are we adding in?
We're going to add our tomatoes in. Now we use,
Alright, I'll get you hooked up.
yeah, so we use the fire roasted tomatoes. You can use regular diced tomatoes. I try not to use the diced tomatoes that have a lot of flavor. You know, they have some that have basil and oregano. If you were making an Italian dish, those flavors would go well. But for our chili, the fire roasted ones go well. If you want to try fire roasted tomatoes and you don't have it in a can already, but you have tomatoes at home, I say slice them up, put them on some parchment paper under the broiler in your oven. You can even put them on the flame on your gas range, and that would also give you that fire roasted tomato.
That's, yeah.
So we're dumping that in, and our tomato paste.
Now, can you explain why we need tomatoes and tomato paste?
So the tomato paste is already cooked. That's going to also thicken it up as well. So if you didn't have if you had more time and you wanted to cook this for a few hours, you wouldn't need the tomato paste so much. But as you can see, we're also going to add in here, because we added the tomato paste, we have to add a cup of water.
Oh, 1 cup of water.
1 cup of water, and our spices.
Now, what spices are we adding in
So
here?
for our spices, we have cumin, salt, oregano, and chili powder. Now we're using a chili seasoning pack, and that kind of has a little bit of everything in it. If you didn't have a chili pack, you can just use chili powder with the cumin, oregano, and salt, and that's going to give you a real good chili blend. I'm using a little bit of both on tonight.
Okay. And you just mix them in. And how long do we have to let this cook for?
As long as you're making your cornbread mix. So let's grab a large spoon.
Okay.
And you can handle it. Stir it up real good.
Okay. Oh, that looks like a lot of. Mix it in. What you just put it in?
That was the balance of the cumin.
Okay.
So mix it
I
up
love
real
the
good,
colors.
and we're gonna bring it to a simmer.
Okay, the colors look nice. They look ornamentish, fallish.
It smells really good. You can smell the onions and peppers coming out.
Yes.
And you don't have to be limited with that. This looks really good. We did make a little bit earlier. We got to taste it. We like how it tastes. But usually I'll put maybe like 6 different types of peppers. None of them which are real spicy, but just to give me a lot of different textures and balance.
Alright, so I balance this out. And again, this is the meatless version. Normally, you would add your meat or you would cook your meat and stuff. But this is actually the meatless version. So this one is not cooked with meat.
Definitely.
So now that's evenly distributed. We're going to bring that to a simmer.
Yep.
And put a lid on it while we prepare our, let me bring it to a simmer.
Turn it as nice as low as you can go.
Okay. Alright.
All
And
right.
now we're going to prepare our
cornbread mix.
cornbread mix.
All right.
Now this I might be able to help you with.
Yeah, you know a little something about this.
About some cornbread.
So this isn't, what do you like? Crusties. My wife likes the Crusties cornbread
Yes.
mix. It's a real sweet one. Actually, they have a honey cornbread. This isn't Crusties.
It's homemade.
This homemade cornbread. So we're gonna start with a cup of cornmeal, a cup of flour.
Then
We have 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Sorry, it's baking powder. We have a 1/4 cup of sugar.
1 egg.
1 egg. The egg.
And then we have
1 large egg. 1/4 cup of oil. With some milk.
the milk is here.
Cup of milk, and we need a little bit of salt. We need 1 teaspoon of salt.
Okay. I need your manly hands. So I can't open it.
1 second.
And then we're gonna whisk that all together.
Alright.
Oh wait, we gotta put the milk. We need 1 cup of milk, right?
1 cup of milk. It's already ready.
Oh, that's 1 cup?
This is 1
Okay.
cup. I can't open it either. There we go.
I know you can. Alright, and so we mix this together. Now, if you have a mixer, you can use your mixer as well. Actually, we used the mixer earlier today, and my husband didn't like the way it mixed, so we decided we're gonna do this
One
thing.
direction. One direction. Just like the band.
This is a workout.
So the grandmoms wouldn't like you switching the direction. One direction.
Why? What's the?
I
Wow.
don't know why. I just know the old ladies would like, hey, when you mix it in one direction, take your time, don't overmix
I
it,
guess so,
especially with cornbread.
I guess so it can be evenly distributed because when you go different directions, you can have more than
That's
something
right.
on one
Make sure
side.
you get all on the sides.
Yes.
So the pot that you saw us make it in, we're gonna make ours in that large pot, but you can do it in a couple different ways, and we are going to give you some examples of those different ways. We're going to start the first layer off with a cup version, which is a single serve. So if you're having guests over or family, everybody have their portion. It'll already be portioned out for each guest.
Yes, we actually have chili and soup cups, which we purchased from Home Goods. All right, I think this is good to go, babe. I think I don't know if we can stir this anymore.
So now this soup cup here is already ready. The good thing about this, you can put this directly in the oven. So it becomes your pot, it becomes your serving bowl all at the same time.
So we put that in there.
So I'm gonna pack it with some chili down the bottom.
And again, you can,
This is a good cup also if you're gonna do, you could do chicken and dumplings and put a nice pie crust on top, or chicken pot pie. You could do, what's that, French onion soup, and put your cheese right on top, and then stick it in the oven.
now this is actually the skillet version, and we do have a skillet version, but we also have made some in our soup cups as well. And so we're going to show you that here shortly. But it looks very good, and the portion he put in there is already done. So how much you think we put in raw kidney beans mixture in there? This is already done. The kidney bean mixture is done.
All right.
And I think we're gonna spoon out some cornbread or cheese
Yeah, put
first.
some cheese
Oh,
first.
cheese first.
So we're gonna do cheddar cheese on there. Nice amount.
And you can use whatever. Well, I guess cheddar will go best with this.
Wow. It depends. Cheddar goes good with it, but I think I would have liked Gouda on there. So I left about 1 inch at the top.
If you can see, let me show you guys what it looks like so far. So the kidney mixture is on the bottom, and we just put some cheese on top. And again, these cups are oven safe, so it should come out pretty good there.
Right.
And so now we're going to spoon out some of our cornbread mixture right on top.
Right. And you want to do that real careful. Lay a nice layer across the top so that it evenly goes across, and you don't want it too thick on there.
And it's best to use one of these flat, like see the spoon that my husband has, so that it can be smoothed out pretty well when you're done. And it won't, you're not scooping up. It's a flat serving utensil, so it's not like scooping up. If you use a spoon would like scoop the cheese up. And you can take this and smooth it out.
Nah, we don't want to smooth it too much. If you want to clean the side a little bit, that's fine. But we don't need to smooth it. It'll settle on its own.
Okay.
And it'll spread as it's
Now, do we have to, even though this, I would say, do we need to put this on a flat dish?
Well, we want to put it on a flat dish for a couple reasons. Let me show you the ones we made earlier.
Okay,
So this is very hot. Be careful. So as you can see, we had one that spilled
Spilled
over a
over.
little bit.
Mhm.
So it's good to be careful and put it on the dish. But as you can see, they're nice and golden brown on top. Nice, hot,
It
and
looks
ready.
good. Now I know the recipe ain't called for some butter, but I would spread some butter. Let me get some butter out of here, so I can spread some butter over mine. I don't know about y'all, but
So
I need
that's
some butter.
really hot.
I need some butter.
So this one's going back in the oven now. And we're going to pull out another one for you.
We have our actual skillet.
So here's our skillet version that's just come out.
Let me get some butter.
Now, people don't use skillets as much as they used to. Skillets, they're a lot of work. You got to make sure they're seasoned well so they don't rust.
And I just grabbed some butter. Now, this wasn't, we didn't prepare to do this, but I don't know about y'all, but I want some little golden look on top of my cornbread. And this is just,
I think the butter's a good addition.
this is just a regular butter. Whatever you like. This is what I like, so this is what I'm doing. So however you want to do it. And this is your cornbread skillet. Now it looks good, it smells good, and it's good, it's warm. So it's warm, all warm inside. This is the skillet version. Again, in this one, babe, did you cook the candy mixture under here in this?
No, I did not, but you could.
This is, yeah.
Yeah, so if you were making it in this skillet, I made a large amount. It would have been too big for this
I
pan.
didn't know I had that kind of thing. You may put some on this one. You want some on yours? Oh.
Good stuff, bro.
Look at that. Don't that look good?
If you had a larger skillet, that for this recipe it called for a larger amount, you could have made your chili right in the skillet, then put your cheese on top, and then afterwards put your cornbread layer on top. So we're going to get ready to set up our other one that we prepared on the show with you today, so you guys can see what we mean.
Yes. And I can't wait to dig in. This thing is really hot. But guys, this is pretty much an easy peasy. Now again, there is another version with the chili. You know, the longer version. I have had that kind too that my husband prepared. And it does take a little longer, and it is good. But this is just for a quick. If you come home from work, you need to whip up something real quick for your kids or your husband. It's really good. Now this is the our simmer that we had going on. We're going to actually.
I'm going to get a nice little stir on that. This is the one that we just prepared with you on the show. As you can see, it already looks nice and good. Like chili that has been cooking for a long time, for a couple of hours.
So you're going to actually make one in here.
So we're making this one right in the skillet that we
Okay.
use to make our chili.
Okay.
So you asked that question right on time.
So we're making it. So this is.
This whole thing is going right in the oven.
Okay.
I think we need more cheese.
Yeah, because just not too much more, but we do need a little more. And also the oven. What do we have? We have the oven on what?
425.
425.
But I'm gonna put a nice amount of cheese on there. I think we look good there. It's fully. It's only a little bit left. Why not? It's only a little bit left. Put it all in.
And now we. Why not?
Why not? It's whatever you like. That's what you said,
Whatever
right?
you like, I
cheese.
guess. Whatever you like.
All right. Next, I'm gonna put my cornbread right
We're
on
gonna
top.
get our cornbread mixture. It's right there. And spoon that on in there. And this is, I'm gonna like this because it's different varieties. You might not have a skillet. You might not have a pan. You know, so there's different ways you can go about this. Or you might have one of the long bread pan. You can pretty much put it in any pan that's oven safe. Any pan that you can fit on the oven, in the oven. But it's looking really very scrumptious. Is that even a word, scrumptious?
I don't think that's a word. You preachers make words up.
But
all the time.
you can always go back, and the videos are always posted on our YouTube channel, and also in the group. So you can always go there to view it and remake it. A lot of people view it afterwards and make it.
Remake it, and after you make it, please post it so we can see.
Yeah, so we can see.
As you can see, we have it already set
So
up
it's already,
now.
so we can just pop this in the oven.
And there's nothing to do with this. Remember, this pot is still hot.
It's kind of warm.
Oh, no, it's not hot on the handles yet because we just put it in.
Okay.
So you can see we have our other cup in there. We're gonna put that in the oven. And the first set was in the oven for about 25 minutes. It really depends on how much cornbread and how thick it is. You know, I think now is gonna be the fun part. We're gonna see how it looks in the inside and how does it taste.
Woo! Hercules! Hercules! Alright, so come on.
So this is the first time we made it like this, so we don't know how it's gonna come out either.
Let's
we don't
grab
know
some
how it's gonna
spoons.
taste. So
That sounds good. So, we're gonna. Oh, you taking? I thought you just.
no, we're not eating out the pan.
Oh no, I was gonna eat it out this one. Oh, wow, that looks different. Wow. It actually looks like a piece of pie.
Yes.
So I guess we'll eat some of that one and not this one.
Yeah.
So let's taste this here.
It's good. Now, I like my cornbread just a little bit sweeter, but I guess with chili, you don't want it too sweet like cake.
No, but the only thing, you know, I mean, I'm not a wet bread person, so texture is everything for me.
Mhm.
So I would have to take the bread from the top and then kind of hurry up and put it before it get too wet. Cause I don't like the bot like that wet. But the taste is really good.
Taste is good. It didn't take us a long time to make it. As you guys can see, we had that in the oven in less than about 20 minutes.
Mm.
These two were in the oven for about 20 minutes and they came out golden brown. You can see it's cooked all the way through.
Tastes really good.
I'm gonna flip it over and dissect it a little bit so you can see how the cheese is in there.
And the flavors come
And the cornbread's
really good.
all the way done.
Yes, and the flavors come through really good. Like you can really taste the chili, the cumin, like you can taste everything together. And the onions and peppers blend really well together. This is really a nice, quick meal.
One of the things that when we were making this, I put a really thin layer of cornbread mix on top of the chili. I didn't think it was going to be that thick,
Yeah,
but
because it rises.
I know that, but I didn't think it would rise that much.
Yeah.
So it rose really well. The flavors are very well balanced. It's not too spicy. Again, we said we put one jalapeno in there and we took the seeds out. I like it. I would make this again. No. All right. So
Good job, awesome.
we need somebody to taste it, somebody else to taste it. Of course, we could say it's good. We made it.
We need a taste tester.
You need a taste tester.
What am I tasting this?
This one, yeah.
Yes, this
This is your dinner, like we said last week. When we cook on Thursdays, this will definitely be their dinner. You gotta go down in there. There's cheese in there.
It's hot.
Oh, yeah, it just came out the oven.
It's good though.
It's good. How does it taste? You gotta describe how it tastes. How does it taste?
She like, you put me on the spot.
It's like the cornbread is like soft and then sweet, and then I don't know, when you get to the chili, it like makes it better.
One thing for sure, you know, we don't like.
Take it with you.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, this is your dinner. So, we don't like dry cornbread, so I was surprised how soft it was. I think that moisture with the chili underneath of it kept the cornbread really moist.
Yeah, hot. So this is our chili
cornbread skillet. Chili cornbread skillet.
Chili cornbread skillet.
Yeah, we're happy with it. We're happy with the taste. We're happy with sharing it. You know, also at the stores, they have these nice little skillets now. Also, you could top it with some more sour cream, more cheddar, bacon.
Oh, yeah. Now,
So if you get a slice, you can put some other garnishments on it as well.
Simple. We're gonna keep it simple.
Yeah, I think this one was simple. It was good. It tastes good. It's great for the fall.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's definitely a great fall meal. So this is our version. So I hope you guys are learning from these cooking sessions that we do. Thank you for all the encouragement. And again, this is one of the meals for some reason, you know how when we know we got a good meal, we start wiggling our toes and we start doing a little dance and all that kind of stuff. This is one of them kind of meals. Y'all can't see it, but I'm really wiggling my toes under it. But this is just a good meal. This is just a good meal to have. It's comforting. It's comforting.
And again, we didn't use meat on this one. And you know what? I was eating it and I didn't even think about, there's no ground beef or ground turkey
but
in there.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think you need it. I was fine with this being a meatless meal. So, some of our family and friends, if you were on the Daniel fast, you had the meatless meal for 21 days or so, then try this recipe. No meat.
No meat. Meatless. That's perfect. I like
And they have the meatless, the vegan meat crumbles. You can put that in there. Actually, maybe about a week ago, I had some meatless chili from my son's friend's mom, and that was pretty good. So I think meatless chili is on a rise. I think I had chili maybe about 3 times this week. A lot of people have been making chili.
Yeah, because it's cold outside. It's cold. It's getting cold. So this is like a meal that you would make, during this type of weather too.
Yeah. I would try it with something else too. Do some chicken noodle soup, something a little hearty. Like a real thick, creamy chicken noodle soup. Put it in the skillet. Put the cornbread on top. That should be good. Do a beef stew, cornbread on top. So you don't have to just do chili. You can do a couple of things with it.
Yeah. Good idea. Good job, man. Good job. Another one down. Also, if you have ordered shirts, your shirt orders, we're picking them up tomorrow. So, and
we're gonna be delivering them over the weekend.
Over the weekend, you'll be getting your shirts. We have the butter shirts. We got a lot of orders for the butter shirts, so just bear with us as we get those delivered to you. We'll have featuring a new shirt every week. This week's shirt again is God's word is like milk. It does a body good. So
we just want to remind you to also check us out on YouTube. We're also checking out our analytics on YouTube, and we'll be announcing winners from our YouTube following as well. So stay in tune, stay subscribed on YouTube, because there'll be a lot more prizes and things coming on YouTube as well.
Absolutely. So I want you all to, guys, everybody stay safe. Try to stay safe as possible. And remember, keep God first in all that you do. Keep Him first in your life. Keep Him first on your heart. Keep Him first on your mind. And just keep God first. Keep God first. We want to thank you for joining us for this session of our My Wife Can Cook. And I was teasing my husband. I said, I might have to change the name because I'm thinking I can cook a little bit now. Got little recipes under my belt. But we thank you. We appreciate you. And remember, you can always tweak these meals to whatever you